sister's 3 kids after she abandoned them. Now she wants what they gave me. It's funny how life throws curveballs at you when you least expect it. You spend your whole life planning for something, maybe even fantasizing about the future, and then one day, you find yourself in a completely different role than you ever imagined. That's how it went for me. I'm Sarah. At 48, I never thought I'd be a mother. Never thought I'd have to take on the responsibility of raising 3 children, especially not my sister Diana's. But here I am, and I didn't get here by choice. Let me take you back a bit. Diana was always the wild one. She was the kind of girl who rebelled against everything: rules, expectations, and especially family advice. After high school, she moved in with her rich boyfriend Blake and cut off all ties with our family. My parents didn't approve, but she didn't care. By 21, she had twins, a boy and a girl, followed by a third child, a son, just a couple of years later. But the relationship with their father fell apart just as quickly. He abandoned her and the kids, leaving them all with nothing but a broken home and a lot of baggage. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. I loved Diana, but she never seemed to be able to hold it together. She couldn't manage a steady job, let alone a steady relationship. Yet, I was the one who always tried to support her, even when I didn't have enough for myself. The problem was that Diana saw everything as someone else's fault. She blamed the kids for her struggles. She blamed them for standing in the way of her success. I didn't see it that way. I saw a sister who was unraveling and 3 innocent children who had no one to turn to. The emotional neglect in that house was unbearable. Every time I went to visit, those kids had either been scolded or ignored. I could tell they were hurting, and I knew I couldn't just stand by and let it continue. By the time the kids turned 18, I'd been involved in their lives for years. I helped them with homework, took them to their doctor's appointments, and made sure they had what they needed. I wasn't their mother, but in so many ways, I had become their mother figure. I didn't ask for it. It wasn't my dream to raise someone else's kids, but Diana had made it clear that she wasn't capable of giving them what they needed. She was too wrapped up in her drama and unstable relationships to be a consistent presence in their lives. So, when they told me they wanted to move in with me, I was both proud and worried. Proud because they trusted me, and worried because it was a big decision. I had a stable home and a decent job, but I had no idea what the long-term effects would be on all of us. But I said yes. I was their aunt, after all, and I wasn't going to let them go into the world with nothing but a pile of abandonment and anger to carry with them. The first few years were tough. There were moments of chaos, moments when they missed their mother, and times when I wondered if I'd made the right choice. But with every passing day, they began to settle in. They thrived, actually. Jenna, the oldest, became a pediatrician. Oliver, the middle child, was a natural teacher. And Sophie, the youngest, grew into a successful salon owner. They all turned into incredible adults, despite everything their mother had put them through. But of course, Diana couldn't just leave it at that. When she found out how successful they had become, she tried to insert herself back into their lives. She sent me a message claiming she wanted to mend things. At first, I was cautiously optimistic. Maybe this was the chance for healing. Maybe she had changed. But as the days passed, I saw through her act. It wasn't about family for her. It was about money. She wanted me to help her reconnect with the kids, her kids, so she could reclaim what was rightfully hers. She wanted a piece of the financial success they had achieved, as though I had somehow stolen them from her and their future. And honestly, I wasn't surprised. Diana had always been that way: selfish, entitled, and only interested in people when they had something to offer her. That's when my nieces and nephew came to me. They knew what their mother was doing. They understood that her sudden interest wasn't out of love, but out of greed. They had built their futures without her, with my help, and now they wanted to show their gratitude. They offered me money, a significant sum, saying it was their way of saying thank you for all I had done. I was floored. I never expected anything from them. I had raised them because I loved them, not because I expected something in return. I refused the money, though. I didn't need it. My love for them wasn't for sale. But what happened next was a shocking twist I never saw coming. Diana found out about the financial gesture and flipped. She accused me of stealing her children's wealth and ruining her life. She tried to paint herself as the wronged mother, the one who had been pushed out of her children's lives by a jealous sister. She claimed I had manipulated them, that I had brainwashed them into thinking she was unworthy of their love. It didn't take long for things to get ugly. Diana took to social media, posting all sorts of accusations against me. She called me everything from a kidnapper to a greedy aunt who was using her own nieces and nephew to get ahead in life. She painted herself as the victim, the one who had been wronged by both her sister and her children. It was ugly, and for a moment, I wondered if people would believe her lies. But then, my nieces and nephew fought back. They defended me publicly. Jenna, Oliver, and Sophie all spoke out, sharing their experiences of growing up in a house filled with neglect and chaos. They reminded everyone of the love and stability I had given them, despite how their mother had failed them. They made it clear that their decision to support me wasn't out of guilt, it was out of gratitude. And just like that, Diana's narrative fell apart. She had lost, not just her children's respect, but her last thread of credibility. The aftermath of it all has been a strange mix of relief and heartbreak. Diana tried to apologize after everything went public, but it was clear to me that her apology was more about saving face than anything genuine. Her relationship with her children is over, and the bridge she burned with them is beyond repair. They chose me, and I chose them. As for me, I'm just grateful to have had the chance to be a part of their lives. Raising them wasn't easy, but it was the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And now, as adults, they've got my back. And no amount of money or drama from Diana will ever change that. So to my nieces and nephew, thank you. I'll never be able to express how much I appreciate you all. You gave me more than I could ever give you. And as for Diana, well, maybe one day she'll learn that true love isn't about what people can give you, it's about what you give them. And that's something she'll never understand. But I'm okay with that, because in the end, I am the one who got it right.